Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Toasted. I'm your host Gabe, and today we're making two things. One, we're making Skyline Chili Dip, and two, we're making a spicy beef and queso dip. My personal favorites. Let's do this. So the first dish we're going to start with is the Skyline Chili Dip. Now, Skyline Chili is more of a Dayton thing. It's either you like it or you don't like it, which is unfortunate because personally, I really like it. But it's very simple. It's only 3 ingredients. And we're actually going to double this batch today. So it's normally 1 block of cream cheese, but we're going to use 2. Normally it's 1 can of chili, but we're using 2 cans of chili. And then, like I said, normally it's about a half pound of cheese, but we're using a pound of cheese. So for a single batch, you need an 8x8 pan, but for this recipe, we're using a 9x13. First, you're gonna lay down your cream cheese. So a nice tip is you want the cream cheese to be about room temp so that it's easier to spread. Just gonna cover the bottom of the pan with your cream cheese. Alright, so our cream cheese is spread nicely over the pan. So now we're going to add our chili. Okay, so we got that nice and evenly layered. Now we're going to add our cheese. So another thing I forgot to mention is that you can also add hot sauce on top of it before you bake it. I like it both ways, so I'm going to put a little bit on half of it. So there you have it. So we're going to throw this in the oven at 350 for at least a half an hour. But it's done when the entire edge starts bubbling and the center also starts bubbling. So let's do this. So I switched my cutting board out for this next one, which is the spicy beef and queso dip. First thing we're going to do is brown our ground beef. So once our ground beef is done and it's all brown, we're going to drain the fat out and then we're going to add it to our crock pot. So while we wait for our ground beef to get nice and brown, let's start and add everything to the crock pot. So first things first, you want to turn your crock pot on high and let's start cutting up our queso. So I use queso with jalapenos just to give it a little bit of kick. You can just use regular Velveeta queso blanco, or you can use this. Adding just a little bit of salt and pepper to it just to give it a little bit of flavor, but I don't want to add a lot because there's already going to be enough salt in the cheese. So the best way to do this is the smaller the chunks, the faster it melts, and the easier it is to stir and mix together. Next, we're going to add a can of diced tomatoes with green chilies and a can of green chilies. Now, I like to save the cans because then I can drain the grease into the cans without ruining your sink. Next, we're going to add just a splash of milk, probably a 1/4 cup of milk to help keep it thin so that it's not so clumpy. Okay, that's starting to melt. Let's check on our ground beef. Alright, so our ground beef is nice and brown. We're going to drain some of the fat out of this into our can, and then we're going to add this to our queso. Okay, fat's drained. Let's add it to our queso. Okay, give this a good stir. Alright, so our Skyline Chili Dip's done. Let's check on it. Ooh, yeah. It smells good, looks good. Alright, let's pull her out. Alright, it's very, very hot. We're going to let that cool for a little bit. Let's check on our queso. Ooh, that looks good. Let's see how much longer. Oh, yeah. Nice and creamy. Alright, so we're going to let this turn down to warm. Let it sit, and once this cools, we're going to dig into this, and we're going to get this party started. So, of course, no tailgating is complete without chippas. Chippas. Dig in. First, we're going to dig into our Skyline Chili Dip. Ooh, yeah. That's hot. That's hot. It's very hot. Very good. Very good. So good. All right, let's try our queso. Oh, yeah. Also very good. Yep. You will be the hit at any tailgating party. I promise. Absolutely guaranteed. Absolutely guaranteed. 100% promise. All right, so there you have it, guys. You have 2 beautiful dips, an amazing tailgate experience, and continue to hit that subscribe notification button if you like these videos. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook right here. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.